afternoon, the media news. My name is Tajuddin Amodu. The Organization for the Advancement of Nigeria and its partner organizations in the United States have called on President Muhammadu Buhari to deliver credible elections to Nigeria at the 2023 polls. The chairman, board of OAA, Mr. Olayinka Dan Salami, in a statement signed on behalf of 20 Nigerian organizations, urged the president to leave lasting legacy by conducting free and fair elections. He also called on President Muhammadu Buhari to be above all board in the election to bequeath a befitting legacy and the country. Dan Salami called on state governors, election officials, and security personnel to honor their international commitments and constitutional principles by encouraging, enabling, and protecting free and fair election. He also urged Nigeria to reflect primordial sentiments and vote competent leaders at the forthcoming general election scheduled for tomorrow and March 11. In the meantime, barely 24 hours when Nigeria will march to the polls to elect the next president and National Assembly members. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has said a total of 87,209,007 Nigerians out of 93.4 million registered citizens are eligible to vote, being the number of collected PVCs. This represents about 93.3% of the total registered voters in the country, with about 6.2 million registered voters failing to collect their PVCs. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu, who presented the figures at the daily briefing held at the National Collation Center in Abuja, said about 13.6 million new PVCs were printed for those who registered newly or applied to transfer their PVCs or requested replacements. Leading the pack for the number of PVCs collected is Lagos State with 6,214,970. Kano is second with 5,594,193. Kaduna came third with 4,164,473, followed by Katsina having 3,459,945, and Rivers coming fifth with 3,285,785 PVCs collected, while Ekiti recorded the least PVCs collected with 958,052. Nigerians have charged all the presidential contestants in the country to go beyond the signing of peace accord and ensure that they sensitize their supporters on the need to vote and not fight. Those who spoke in separate interviews with OSBC News against the backdrop of the signing of the second peace accord by presidential candidates admonished party supporters to eschew violence. Her reporter Oluchi Amuda completes the story.
To the Presidential National Assembly elections in Nigeria, presidential candidates of the 18 political parties converged on the International Conference Center Abuja to sign the peace accord for the second time. The first one was signed in September last year, prior to the commencement of campaigns. The National Peace Committee, which organized the event, had often believed on the need for candidates to enlist their commitment to a peaceful conduct of the 2023 presidential election. Nigerians have, however, believed that candidates should go beyond the signing of peace accord and encourage their supporters to shun violence or all acts that could lead to violence. In their separate interviews with OSBC News, analysts including Comrade Michael Ebonfi and Mr. Bolari Olabode spoke on the need for all candidates of the various political parties contesting in the election to caution their supporters not to engage in utterances that could fan the embers of discord and promote violence. Comrade Ebonfi and Mr. Olabode also charged security operatives to be on the lookout for social media handlers who often use their platforms to spread hate speech and make incisive statements that could disrupt the peace of the country.
Signing the accord, they have to tell their followers as well. Because when you have a good leader and the followers are bad, there's no way you will not be having issues. Because even followers as well, they are the ones even leading to causing a lot of mayhem. Because it's not the leader that will even go and be carrying machetes and carrying guns and doing a lot of things. But we have to say, okay, by the time we as the leaders, as the contestants, we have signed peace accord, our chairman, our secretariat and the secretaries, a lot of them signing that into the document. They have to ensure that they discuss cause and tell and warn their followers to desist and not to give them bad names.
They expect that they go back home to inform their supporters that it is no longer business as usual, where you pick guns, pick machetes, and begin to kill people or begin to maim people. So, however, apart from telling the candidates themselves to go back to the supporters, even supporters should be able to know that there is going to be life after election. We are going to see ourselves after election. How will we be looking at ourselves if we have so destroyed our lives because of someone who might not even know our address?
They maintain that it is worthless for anyone to create enmity with neighbors, friends, and families because of any politician, adding that the need to enthrone good governance should be the interest of all. Oluchi Amuda, OSBC News.
The United Nations has expressed willingness to continue to support all Nigerian political parties to respect their commitments under the Peace Accord. All 18 registered political parties in Nigeria signed a peace pact on the 2023 general elections recently coordinated by the National Peace Committee. The peace pact entails that all political parties accept the outcome of the elections or to seek legitimate means to redress in the event of divergent positions. Newsman in New York that the global body which witnessed the signing of the peace accord will continue to support that the peace pact is respected. The spokesperson said UN had engaged relevant stakeholders to win of the elections. He said UN had supported the organization of high-level stakeholder fora in 5 states of Kano, Kaduna, Cross River, Enugu, and Oyo, aimed at protecting peaceful conduct and outcome of the elections. In the meantime, the governor of Osun State, Senator Ademola Adeleke, has approved the payment of another batch of half-salary arrears for the state and local government civil servants. A letter from Head of Service, Mr. Sami Aino, conveyed the approval of February 2016 half-salary arrears for the state civil servants, and the letter was signed on behalf of the Head of Service by the Director PSU, Mr. Akintola. It will be recorded while approving modalities for the payment of all the 30-month half-salary arrears inherited from the previous government in the state. And now to sport, the Flying Eagles of Nigeria will book their place in the quarterfinal of the ongoing 2023 Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations if they win over the Black Mambas of Mozambique tomorrow. The match is expected to kick off at 6 p.m. Nigeria time, and the venue is the Suez Canal Stadium in Ismaila, Egypt. After stumbling to a 1-0 defeat at the hands of Senegal on the opening day of action, the Junior Eagles revived their hopes in the tournament courtesy a 1-0 victory over host Egypt in the midweek. It was a spirited performance by the team led by Coach Ladan Bosso against Egypt, who were also desperate for a result on the day, after they will only play out a goalless draw on the opening day of the competition. Fly Eagles coach Bosso said top target in Egypt is a ticket to the 2023 FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Indonesia in May. Nigeria are now second in Group A with 3 points from 2 matches, while Senegal are already through to the last 8 after they beat Mozambique 3-0 to record their second straight win. Fly Eagles will battle Mozambique for the first time at this level, and they will again be without injured midfielder Daniel Daga and striker Ahmed Abdullahi, who were sent off against Senegal on Sunday. Reports indicated that both players could be available for selection should the Flying Eagles live up to expectation and reach the quarterfinal tomorrow. The match is expected to be live on OSBC. And on the foreign scene, US President Joe Biden has announced the nomination of former MasterCard Chief Executive Ajay Banga as a candidate to lead the World Bank after the development lender's current head announced plans to step down early. The World Bank had just started accepting candidate nomination, a process set to run until March 29, with the bank saying that women contenders will be strongly encouraged. The president of Washington-based bank is typically American, while the leader of the International Monetary Fund is customarily European. Banga, who is an Inter-American, was previously chief executive at MasterCard and has also served on the boards of the American Red Cross, Kraft Food and Dow Incorporation. He is currently the vice chairman at private equity firm General Atlantic. The 63-year-old Sikh was born and raised in India, traveling regularly as a child due to his father's military career, and started his career there before emigrating to the United States of America. Also, the foreign in Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky has promised that the country will emerge victorious at this year's Russian invasion, marked the first anniversary. Zelensky made this known in a tweet as dawn broke, saying Ukrainians have made themselves to be invisible in what he called a year of pain, sorrow, faith, and unity, while expressing optimism that 2023 will be the year of victory for his country. Zelensky recalled the terror unleashed a year ago by the Russian assault, prompting Europe's biggest and deadliest war since the Second World War. Ukrainian plant memorial candle vigils and other remembrances for the thousands of people who were killed during the war. Reports say there were concerns that Russia might unleash another barrage of missiles against Ukraine to mark a year since Putin's invasion of Ukraine. Meanwhile, the United States and other European countries, including Germany, the United Kingdom, France, and Finland, among others, are committed to sending and to help Ukraine resist the nuclear attempt from Russia. That ends the media news on OSBC this afternoon. Join us at 3 for the state news. The bulletin was produced by Tunde Bolatito. Good afternoon.